mostly real estate. I used to do a lot of criminal defense work, and for 10 years I was one of the prosecutors here in the city of Danbury, prosecuting criminal law. And today I'm mostly involved with real estate and some probate. At my age, I decided I should not go to court. Well, I was brought up and born in Danbury, Connecticut. Amidst a group of Portuguese and Italian immigrants who needed help because of their lack of knowledge of the English language. And of course, that means they, like everyone else, they need legal services and advice. I decided, well, that's one way for me to help the immigrant that doesn't speak English, because I speak Portuguese and I speak Spanish and I speak some Italian. And I decided to go to law school, come back home, and help people. That's what I've been doing for 56 years now. I've enjoyed it very, very much. If you want to help people, that's your desire in life, one of the best ways is the law. And I would say medicine perhaps in first place, but law in second place, and something I've enjoyed very much. Not for the money that I've earned, but for the pleasure of helping. Sometimes the feeling I get from helping someone, and I can say that I've helped, by the look of satisfaction I get on their faces, that makes me feel great, believe me. My undergraduate work was done at Georgetown University, the School of Foreign Service. It's located in Washington, D.C. In law school, I went to the Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. I graduated in 1957 from law school. My undergraduate work is, I have a Bachelor of Science in diplomatic and consular practice, which might lead someone to believe that you would go work for the government, the State Department, the Foreign Service. I decided not to do that, but to go to law school. Someone wants to buy a house, usually they start off with a real estate agent. And finally, with the help of the real estate agent, there's an agreed price between the buyer and the seller. Once that occurs, the real estate agent prepares a form that we call the contract information sheet, which is the name of the buyer, the seller, seller's attorney, buyer's attorney, the purchase price, whether or not there's going to be any financing by way of a mortgage, how much of a loan he's going to be asking for. It also set the price of the property. And sometimes you'll even put down the date that the closing is supposed to take place. The closing is the day that the seller signs a deed that transfers the property to the now buyer. All right, now, that form is sent to the seller's attorney and the buyer's attorney. The seller's attorney prepares a contract, sends it to the buyer's attorney. It comes here to me as a buyer's attorney. I contact the seller, have him come in, and I review the contract with him. We also review his financing, what bank he's asking for the loan, and so on and so forth. I always tell them, my clients, whatever you receive from the bank, please do not hesitate, bring it in. Let me take a look, let me explain it to you. Because the better you understand it, the easier my job is going to be. For years I've always thought if a client doesn't understand, it's not his fault, it's mine. I do want to explain, and I try to explain very thoroughly. Practice wasn't doing as well as it used to be. Now in the 80s, we were very, very busy. After the, call it a depression if you like, then it was not very, very good. Maybe 1 or 2 closings a week. Now it's beginning to pick up. It's a lot better now than it was 2 years ago. So it did affect the economy did affect the real estate practice. Someone is arrested. They contact the attorney, interviews We look at the police reports. We ask the client how the arrest took place, whether he was warned of his Miranda rights, and so on and so forth. I ask him also if he made any statements to the police. What did you tell the police? Right? We then attempt also to get a copy of the police report. Usually at that point the client brings in his arrest form or ticket, which gives us the date that we have to appear in court. We appear in court, and we usually try to get there by 9 o'clock because that's the time the prosecutor is available to confer with. You go in, you've already looked at the police report. If you haven't, then you ask by a written motion, a request of the clerk of criminal court to send you a copy of the police report. Hopefully by the time you're going to see the prosecutor, you've had a copy of the police report and you've reviewed it. Then, in reviewing the facts in the police report, you come to a determination whether or not the arrest was fair, whether there was sufficient facts to arrest your client, and whether the fact or the crime that he's charged with fits the facts. And then you negotiate with the prosecutor. You go from there. If failure to negotiate, then you go to trial. Trial before a judge or before a jury of 6 people. Okay? I think the opinion of most people is that lawyers are like used car dealers. I suppose some attorneys are. Like in any other profession, we have the very good and we have the good and we have the very, very bad. I try to be as best I can. And that's what this firm is all about.